Welcome to Git Solutions. This is Lokesh. So in previous class we have discussed already, that is the differences between amalgamation in the nature of merger and amalgamation in the nature of purchase. So before going to the concept, that is objectives of mergers and acquisition, if you still not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, so please subscribe today only so that you will get my latest videos. See the next concept, that is objectives of mergers and acquisition. So if you don't know the concept, that is merger and acquisition, so please go back and watch all the videos related to merger and acquisition, then come to the objectives of merger and acquisition. So it helpful to better understanding. So first objective, avoid the competition. Yes, of course, when the companies are entered into the merger and acquisition concept, definitely it will be helpful to avoid the competition in the same market or in the different market. Okay, see, for example, assume you are the company and I am also one company. So you are also manufacturing the same type of products and I am also manufacturing the similar type of products. So when both the companies are offering the same product and services to its customers, then both the companies gain the same profit, right? So when both the companies are in the equal strength, then the profit between the two companies will be going to deviated, that is diversify. So when these both company, that is equally strengthened company or top companies will be going to decided to merge together, then ultimately it helpful to gain a competitive advantage, right? So ultimately when the companies, that is the top company or equal strengthened company will be going to decided to merge together, then ultimately it helpful to avoid the competition within the same market, right? So this is the example for this competition avoidance. So that's why the most objective of merger and acquisition is to avoid the competition. Okay. So secondly, the next objective is reduce the cost. How this merger and acquisition will be reduce the cost, in the sense that is through the operational cost and production cost. Yes, definitely when the companies are going to merge together, then it will be helpful to reduce the cost, that is cost per unit. How the cost per unit will be going to reduce? That is through reducing the operational cost, that is movement and shipment cost and production cost. So this ultimately helpful to reducing the cost per unit. Ultimately it is helpful to gain the more profit by the companies. The next objective, to gain financially. Yes, of course the company will be gain the financially, that is through tax advantage and increasing the credit worthiness, that is by increasing the credit worthiness. And when the companies are merged together, then it will be, then the capital structure of these companies will be going to change, that is equity and debt portion. So we know that debt is a cheaper source of finance, it is easily available. So when these top companies will be going to merge together, then the most agencies and most lending companies will be going to lend the money at a lower rate of interest. Okay, so ultimately the companies will be going to gain financially in the form of getting a tax advantage and increasing the credit worthiness and getting a loans at a lower rate of interest. So ultimately this will helpful to achieve the growth of the organization in all the manners, that is reducing the cost per unit and increasing the revenue for its products and services. So ultimately when the profit will be increases and the cost per unit will be going to decrease, then definitely the company will be in the top position, that is safer position. So ultimately it helpful to achieve the growth and objective. So the next objective, diversify the objective. Okay, for example, see, when the company will be going to merge with the other country company, then it is helpful to diversify its activities through worldwide, and also this diversification ultimately helpful to the companies to gain a more profit. So that is the objective of merger and acquisition. Ultimately the merged companies will be going to diversify their activities, thereby it will be gain more profit. And also this merger and acquisition concept, that is when the companies are entered into the merger and acquisition, then definitely it will be going to expand their business operations through merger and acquisition concept, that is worldwide and nook and corner of the world. And also it is ultimately helpful to gain a more and more profit for the survival of the business organization in future. And also it is helpful to the small scale industries, that is and SIC industries, that is when SIC units or SIC business organization will be going to merged with the topmost companies, then ultimately the SIC unit is also rehabilitate, and also it is helpful to gain the more profit and for survival. And one more objective, that is it helpful to acquire the new technologies. That is the major objective of the merger and acquisition, is to adapt the latest technologies which the companies are using advancedly. Okay, so merger and acquisition is also helpful to acquire the new technology and also helpful to adapt the latest technologies which other companies are using in their production process. Okay, next objective, optimum use of resources. So when the company adopt the latest technologies from the other country or other company, then definitely it is helpful to both the companies or merged companies to optimum utilization of the available resources or scarce resources in their production. Thereby it will be reduce the cost per unit to yield the maximum revenue to the company. So ultimately these are the various objectives of merger and acquisition. So thanks for watching.